Yeah.
Talk whenever you're ready.
Are all three of you taking questions?
Yes, you can ask her anything you like.
For both of you, I mean, I know it's still fresh, but is this going to help fuel you guys for next year? Courtney, I know you've been in this spot before, but just is it going to fuel you for next season?
Yeah. Definitely. I think every year that I've been here and we've been in a position to be in playoffs and lost, it's fueled us, and it's just made us that much better. You know, it's unfortunate because we were so close, and I know we wanted it so bad, and you know, I know that we were and are more than capable of winning a championship, and so yeah, it's fuel. It adds fuel to the fire for sure, but we can take this as a learning experience. You know, we can, if when we're in this, because we will be in this position again. I truly believe that when we're in this position again, we know what it takes. We know what we can. We know what we cannot do. And so moving forward, we're definitely using this as fuel to reach our ultimate goal.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to follow that. She pretty much touched on everything that I would say. You know, I think the biggest thing is just gaining experience from it. Every time you lose, you know, you kind of gain a little bit of fuel. You have extra motivation every time you go through something like this. But, you know, at the end of the day, this was our first time doing this as a group together. And it hurts, and we're all feeling it right now. And we will definitely know more and be in a better position, I think, next year or in the incoming seasons to have a different result at the end.
To be forward-looking, Salute, I guess, for you first. I mean, physically, how are you feeling right now, and just what is your plan in the off-season? Are you going to go abroad short-term again, or stay here?
My plan right now is to not go overseas. This will be my first season since I played, to take a full off-season off. But, you know, my phone is always open, so I obviously will always take calls. And if the right situation presents itself, I'm definitely not like, no, I'm not going. But my plan is to kind of rest my body and try and be in the best shape I can starting next WNBA season.
And B, same to you. What is your plan?
Yeah, I don't plan on going. I don't plan on going to play overseas at all. I think rest for my body, considering, you know, the history of injuries and everything, does me really well. This is one of the first years that I've been able to make it through the entire season without any hiccups due to, you know, my knees or anything like that. So I'll definitely plan on staying home, or not here per se, but just not playing overseas.
Thank you both. Betnijah, Courtney, in turn, each off-season question. We learned that Stewie's going to be cord, but JJ's obviously got a decision to make. You know, take me through kind of how you view that recruiting process. Is it a recruiting process and a retention process? You know, how you're going to approach that with JJ, who's obviously such a critical part of this team.
Yeah, we're definitely looking to retain JJ. You know, unfortunately, you can only core one player. And we court Stewie, but that doesn't, you know, lessen the value of JJ by any means. You know, we know exactly how important she is to us in this team and the success that we had. You know, even though we fell short, you know, she carried us a lot of the way, you know, just with her tenacity on defense, being able to help a teammate out, covering for us, blocking shots, as well as what she was able to do on the offensive end, being able to put the ball in the basket from inside and out. And just her, you know, her drive to be able to grab just about every rebound that's in her vicinity. So we know exactly how important and crucial JJ is to this. And, you know, I know that we're going to do everything that we can to retain her and have her come back and just continue the success of this team and reach the goal that we all have.
I appreciate it. And Courtney, it's sort of a two-part recruiting question. I know last offseason, you know, you guys had that group tax, but you kind of let everybody decide individually. I'm wondering if it's a different approach now that it is a group that's come together. Stewie talked about, you know, it's a team in place. And then your former teammate, Allie Quigley, is a free agent, has not announced her retirement. Wondering whether you've had any discussions about bringing her in as well.
Do you want to take that one, JJ? You know, it is a little bit different approach in terms of JJ with the group chat that, you know, we discussed. Obviously, you know, JJ's important to this, and what we came here and planned to do, we haven't accomplished yet, you know. I'm not going to use the like famous unfinished business quote, but like, there's a sense of that where it's like, well, we still have more work to do, and we all convened and came here with one goal in mind, and that's still out there for us. And yes, Allie and I are constantly having those conversations. Of course, it's really, really fresh and still undecided, but that is definitely a conversation that's happening in the household.
Thank you.
Hi, all. I'll start with B. You talked about before Game 4 that you've been through so much. Your injuries, getting cut, being told certain things. I guess I'm just curious. You sort of said that, nothing can really bring you down. So obviously there's a lot of disappointment around what happened on Wednesday. How do you see this not bringing you down?
It was more so that nothing could break me.
Or break you, my mistake.
And yeah, this is just another hurdle that I have to get over. It's a learning experience, something again that will not break me. I've been through so much, as you said, and it just makes it that much better when I finally do reach the goal.
Thank you. And Courtney, for you, obviously this isn't your first finals, but this is this group's first finals. I'm curious how much you think that distinction matters and how it will matter going forward when it comes to trying to do this again.
Yeah, I think I touched on it earlier. This gains vital experience for us as a group. This is not something you can create without being here, without failing, without experiencing the motions of a finals series, the ups and downs. We can talk about it. We can try and prepare for it as much as we can, which we did. We exhausted all avenues in that sense, but there's nothing like the real experience, and so this is just a really vital experience for us to kind of move forward and learn from it and experience it, because we're going to take this with us next season and beyond.
Hi. Stewie mentioned that leadership is a two-way street where not only are you being a leader, but you also could get led. So I'm wondering, for both of you, what players stood out to you? You guys are both leaders, but is there any other player that stood out as a leader that has stepped up?
I think JJ really came onto her own in the end. She had been really vocal and emotional during this time because she kind of, it took her back to her past experiences, and we all came here for one reason, and we all wanted it really bad, but JJ was, a good soundboard for everyone. She had been through it all, and really found her voice later on in the season.
Yeah, I'd agree with what Sloot just said. JJ, somebody that more so just let her game and everything speaks for itself. Wasn't very, very vocal, but in the end, she did found her voice, and it was good because it just gave us a fresh sound. Yeah. So I'd agree with JJ being the one that kind of emerged throughout the course.
Thank y'all both. Betnijah, for you, I wanted to come back to this idea of leadership and what leadership by committee has looked like for the New York Liberty. Now that we're on the other side of the final results in this year's WNBA finals, what do you take away from what that process has felt like? And are there things that you think that you would like to do differently or to continue to build upon in that regard for next year?
Okay, so it was a lot.
Thinking about leadership and the process of building leadership, what does that look like or feel like for you now that we're on the other side of the finals?
For me, I think what I've gained from the finals and being on the other side of it is experience. It's something that I hadn't been in before. To go all the way and fall short and really have the experience of what that really looks like. So for me, I had that experience now, and those are things that I can keep in mind moving forward as I'm being a leader, as I'm being vocal and doing the things that I need to do to help us succeed. Those are some things that will be, front of mind. No, sorry. those are some things that'll be front of mind moving forward to help shape who I am as a leader and the type of leader that I'll continue to grow into.
And thinking about, again, the process, it's been such a process, and it seems like the team has leaned into the process here. Are there things that you want to do a little bit differently, or what is like the 2.0 version of what it was like to get this team together, and what will that look like next season?
I think us just continuing to build chemistry. You know, I know we have great individual players, but we hadn't played together. And this is the first year, and even with that, we were still able to do something special. We were able to do what 10 other teams weren't. So for us to take all of that into consideration, to be able to play for a finals, I think it speaks volumes, whether you want to talk about who we have or not. You know, we still had to come together and buy into this and play together, play for one another, and to get here. And yeah, we fell short, but it's still something that I'm really proud of. And I think that, as we spoke about before, it's just something that fuels us, that makes us hungrier. And now we have the experience to know how we can reach our goal.
Hey, Courtney. Hey, Betnijah. Just for both of you, I know that there were a lot of external expectations and there was a lot of external noise, and obviously the finals are still so recent. But how have the two of you, what's a moment that you can look back at and just say, this is a moment of joy that came together in this season because this was the most successful season in the Liberty Youth franchise history?
I think, us coming together and winning the Commissioner's Cup was a big point in the season. Obviously it's not the real thing, and I'm not going to pretend like it is, but it was a moment where we came together, and that was a goal of ours in the beginning of the season. And so to bring some hardware and achieve that, the feeling afterwards, to know that, like, okay, we're on the right track. I think it was a good point in the season, like, okay, what we're doing is working. We still have a lot more work to do, but at least it kind of gave us a good point to check in and be like, we're on the right track, and if we continue down this path, there's more hardware in our future.
Sorry, I got distracted by JJ bunny hopping. So
Looking back at the season as a whole, just what was a moment of joy to kind of bring forward with you?
JJ, no. A moment of joy, I think just, for me, getting to the finals. Just how we all rallied around each other, along with Sloot's example of the Commissioner Cup. Like, it's in those moments where you can really appreciate each other and, like, everything that we've done and sacrificed, to be there and be in that moment. So it's not just one moment, but just those moments of us coming together, being able to accomplish something is big. Like, that brings me joy.
Good morning, all. Thank you for being here today. My question is for both of you. As two players who are locked into the Liberty's immediate long-term future, how has New York City made itself a bit of a long-term home for you, both on the floor and off of it?
I mean, I think for me, being here and knowing that we have majority of our core coming back, it's exciting, to just see where we'll go, how we'll grow together. And that's both on and off the court. Just being able, even the things that we did this year, just being able to be there for one another. With Stewie having her baby coming on the way and being able to celebrate that. Whether it's birthdays, whether it's things for our significant others. Just being there and being a part of that and doing that here in New York.
Yeah. It's obviously I chose to come here, and it was a little, I don't know, for lack of a better term, scary for me. But, after my first season here, I found myself, really enjoying and embracing the city off the court. The environment that, especially in the playoffs, what they were selling to me, their vision. I can see it unfolding, and to me that's so special because that's why I came here. That's why I'm gonna be here, and I'm really happy at where we are right now, as a franchise, as how much the city is embracing us. It's unbelievable to be a part of, and I just feel, lucky to be a part of it. And, I look forward to seeing what's next.
Appreciate your time and insight, all three of you.
Good morning, guys. This one's for B. You mentioned that this was your first season without any hiccups as far as like your health goes, and now that you've made it all the way through and you were able to really adjust to new roles and new expectations on the fly, what do you think you learned the most about yourself throughout this entire process, and what do you think you can sort of take from this year and carry with you into 2024?
I think what I take out of this whole process is just it's just how resilient I am. Regardless of what I face, regardless of what's thrown my way, I'm gonna be okay. Everything is gonna work out. Everything happens for a reason, and I truly believe that. And it just makes me stronger. There's not a lot that I haven't faced, but going into the next season, just the way that we ended, it just makes me hungry. It just makes me want to be better, not just for myself, but for my teammates, for this organization, for the city, for the fans that, come out to watch us play and do what we do, for my family who's there each and every home game, some of the away games, to just be there to support me. So it's bigger than me and what I'm doing.
We'll go over to Zoom. Nikias?
Thank you. Good morning, y'all. A two-parter for Betnijah, if that's okay. One, how have you grown as a film watcher throughout your WNBA career, and who have been some of your influences defensively?
Early on in my career, I didn't watch a whole lot of film. And then as I progressed, I realized just how vital it was, and not just watching myself, watching my teammates, watching things that I could pick up upon, and, to help prepare for moving forward. As far as defense and stuff goes, I don't necessarily watch anybody for inspiration there.
Gotcha. Thank you.
We'll finish in the room with Melissa.
Betnijah, as someone who's seen what the Barclays is like when you first moved to the building to what it was during the finals, can you just speak to what it's like to see the building filled up with fans?
I feel like, and it's crazy because I feel like we've always had great fans. Even my first year, even with COVID restrictions, they showed up and they were here supporting us. But then to, take it a step further, and then us being in the finals and just seeing it's packed and we're breaking records, I think it just shows the love and support that we have, here in New York, and them coming to Brooklyn, to Barclays, to just be able to support us. And it's electrifying. It's motivating. It gives us, that momentum that we need when we're out there. So I'm just really grateful and appreciative to, everybody who started with us, who's been here from my day one, as well as the Liberty's day one, as supporters, and the people who have come along that have, newfound supporters and everything. And I just hope that they just continue to stick with us so that we can, just stay together and we reach the goal. Because the goal isn't just for us, it's for all of us. Everybody that supports us, that comes to show us, just the love that they have, I think it speaks volumes.
We'll finish in the room with Jackie.
B, I just have one final one for you. She has become a New York Liberty icon in a way. People know who she is. I just wonder if you could reflect what it has meant to you all season long to have her by your side, travel to see you and be with you.
It means a lot. I think she's definitely my newfound inspiration in a sense. She's very young. She doesn't have a whole lot of idea of what's going on around her all the time. But I just know how it makes me feel when she looks at me. When she's running to me after the games, when she's, just supporting me. Even after the last game, she's wiping my tears and has no idea what's going on or why I'm crying. And so, the support that she gives me, the love that she gives me is just something that I strive to just be somebody that she can look up to, be somebody that, she looks at and wants to be like, and, she's a joy to be around.
Great. Thank you both so much.